Look, we all know AI can help you plan a trip or, write a pretty terrible joke. But what if it could do something deeper? In this explainer, we're going to look past the simple party tricks and see how you can actually use AI as a serious tool for genuine self-improvement.
So that's the big question, right? Forget all the hype for a second. Can this technology really help us grow as people? Well, the source material we're digging into today says, yes, absolutely. But there's a catch. It all comes down to knowing how to ask the right questions.
So a little while back, a super simple prompt started making the rounds online. As these AI models got better at remembering past conversations, people got curious. They started asking a really personal question to see what the AI had picked up on. Let's take a look at the exact prompt they were using.
And here it is. Deceptively simple, right? Based on everything you know about me, what do you think are my biggest blind spots? The author of our source material actually tried this, and the answers he got were, well, let's just say they were painfully accurate. Let's see what the AI told him. Okay, so here's the first blind spot the AI flagged. It basically said, hey, you're brilliant at building systems and frameworks, but you're so focused on the logic that you're totally missing the human, emotional stuff that tells you when something's wrong way before the data ever will. I mean, wow, that's an insight that probably hits close to home for a lot of us.
And then it got even more personal. The AI called out this tendency to be, and I'm quoting here, contrarian to a fault. It pointed to this deep-seated identity built around being the independent expert. I mean, hearing that from a friend is one thing, but having a machine piece it together from your chat history, that's a whole other level.
And this third one, it's practically a therapy session. The AI suggested that this constant, intense search for a deeper purpose might actually be a clever way to avoid just being in the moment. Now, these are amazing insights, right? Especially from such a simple question. But here's the thing. We can go so much deeper.
And this right here, this is the key to the whole thing. The quality of the insight you get back from an AI is 100% tied to the quality of the context you give it. You ask a vague question, you're going to get a vague, kind of useless answer. It's that simple.
This slide just nails it. Think about it. You wouldn't walk up to a total stranger on the street and ask for life-changing advice without giving them some backstory, would you? Of course not. You have to treat the AI the same way. If you brief it like an expert, it'll start to act like one.
So how do we give it that expert-level briefing? Well, the source material lays out this incredibly powerful 5-part framework for building a prompt that basically forces the AI to give you a high-quality, high-value response.
These are the 5 magic ingredients: the role, the objective, the instructions, the output, and the tone. If you get each of these right, you're essentially programming the AI to give you exactly the kind of deep analysis you're looking for. Let's break them down one by one.
First up, the role. This is huge. Instead of just talking to a generic chatbot, you tell it who to be. You say, you are an expert psychologist, or you are a top-tier executive coach. This immediately puts the AI into a specific mode, tapping into the right kind of knowledge. Next, the objective. This is where you give the AI its mission. You get super clear. Instead of just asking about blind spots, you can give it a really focused goal, like, help me figure out what potential I'm wasting. When you give it a clear target, you get a much more precise answer.
Now this is a total game changer. The instructions. This is where you tell the AI how to process your request. You can literally command it to be brutally honest, to go deep, to not hold back. This is how you cut through all the polite, generic fluff and get to the good stuff.
Number 4, the output. You don't have to just accept a giant wall of text. You're in control. You can tell it exactly how you want the information structured. For example, give me a list of my top 3 blind spots, and for each one, break it down into the flawed belief and an upgraded belief. This makes the advice so much more actionable.
And finally, we've got tone. You know how AI can sometimes be a little too nice and agreeable? Well, this is where you fix that. You can instruct it to be direct, incisive, non-judgmental. You can even tell it to optimize for the greatest insight per word, to cut out all the filler.
Okay, so, the moment of truth. Does this whole 5-part system actually make a difference? Let's find out. We're going to put the results from that simple viral prompt side by side with the results from our new advanced prompt.
And yeah, the difference is just night and day. On the left, you have a good insight, but it's still a little vague, a little philosophical. But on the right, that's a razor-sharp, actionable piece of feedback. The author said it felt like advice from a $10,000 an hour executive coach.
That's the power of a great prompt.
All right, so now that you've got the framework, let's talk about a few pro tips to really take your AI coaching to the next level. This is about going from just playing around with it to using it as a sophisticated, powerful tool.
This is such a cool way to think about it. Different AIs have different, well, personalities. The idea here is to treat them like your own personal board of advisors. You might go to ChatGPT when you need a motivational push, talk to Claude for deeper psychological stuff, use Gemini for practical problems, and, well, when you need someone to give you the hard, unfiltered truth, you go to a model like Grok.
Okay, you ready for a really next-level technique? Try flipping the script. Instead of you asking all the questions, prompt the AI to become a coach and interview you. Ask it to generate a series of targeted questions designed to help you uncover your own blind spots. Sometimes, the AI guiding you to your own answers is way more powerful.
So, if you forget everything else, just remember these three things. First, context is king. Good input equals good output. Second, get a second. And third, opinion. Run your prompts on different AI models and see where their advice lines up. And third, this is a fantastic trick. If you get a lame answer, just ask the AI, how could I have asked that question better? It will literally teach you how to get more out of it.
So there you have it. We've gone from a simple, viral question to a full-on strategy for using AI as a mirror for real personal growth. We've seen that if you just know how to talk to it, it can be an unbelievably powerful tool. So, the only thing left to figure out is, what's the first question you're going to ask?